Tennis, a sport of huge highs and devastating lows.
Travelling the world playing tennis is a hell of a job.
There's no off-season, really.
You can be playing the next week, you could be playing the next day.
But what goes into every top tennis player
Lots of pressure and loads of expectation.
before they even reach the top 100 or 200?
Once you feel like you can mentally compete, you're almost halfway there.
What does it take to become the best?
Your life becomes tennis, it revolves around tennis, it's 52 weeks a year.
We all sacrifice our lives.
Behind the scenes with Britain's future game changers.
People just see the end product.
They don't see the tough times. All these guys at the top are willing to do whatever it takes, and if you aren't, you might not get as far as your talent deserves to.
From the young guns, Ben Bartram, Felix Gill, Sonay Kartal and Arthur Fery, to doubles specialists Ali Collins and Freya Christie, and those poised to enter their prime as a player, Alistair Gray, Eden Silva, Ryan Peniston and Billy Harris. This is Beyond the Baseline.
The lowest level of professional events are ITFs. That's a $15,000 total prize money event or $25,000 event, and then after that you have the ATP Challengers, which is like the second tier of men's tennis, and then the third tier, the one that everyone's trying to get to, is the ATP Tour. On the women's side, the ITFs run all the way up to $100,000 events, and then beyond that is the WTA Tour. A lot of players playing at this stage are players that are at the beginning of their career that are learning to play professional tennis. As you move into the professional game, you're playing for money, you're playing for points, you're playing for your career, and that's kind of where you hone your craft.
As a professional British tennis player, time is split between life on tour, training near home, and sessions at the LTA's National Tennis Centre. Physical conditioning is crucial in the modern game, with power becoming a non-negotiable for every player. At the National Tennis Centre, Eden Silva hits the gym as she continues her drive to break into the world's top 100. In Brighton, Sonay Kartal enjoys the familiarity of home with a club and coach she has spent over 15 years with.
She used to be too scared to play.
So sharp.
The hat wouldn't come above this.
And in Spain, young prospect Felix Gill has chosen a different approach, testing himself in a new environment. He splits his time between the UK and Valencia, allowing easy access to the tour in Europe and a warmer training climate, whilst retaining his support base at the National Tennis Centre.
With the ability you have on the net and on those balls, you need to waste more time on the net every time you can.
I'm Felix Gill, I'm 21 years old and I'm a professional tennis player. You kind of never know what you want to be when you're a little kid, really. So I don't think I kind of realised until about 15, 16, Junior Davis Cup, when I kind of started like seeing the higher level, and I was around kind of the best in the world. That's really when I kind of thought, yeah, this is quite good. Let's try and make a career out of this, and here we are.
On the ITF tour, I'd probably say that the lifestyle is very similar to, backpacking. The way my brother went around Southeast Asia, there were a lot of similarities to how I used to get around on the ITF tour. As you move higher up the rankings and the prize money gets better, you can do it in a much more professional way, and it does get easier in that sense. I'd say the glamour probably starts at the ATP events, whereas the futures can be a bit rough sometimes.
I needed a new coach at the start of the year. Me and my manager thought, why not push out of my comfort zone and go and do the Spanish route. I started working with Victor in about February this year. He's amazing. We have a really good relationship off the court.
Make noise when you hit. That's it. Vamos.
It's strictly pro on court. He's been amazing with me and really, really, really good coach.
Well done, eh? Well done. Now here, remember to the same close stand every time you can. The body weight you need to transfer towards that weight.
There's different kind of programs with the LTA. I'm on the professional scholarship program, which helps a lot with funding and coaches and gym and physios. Also money to travel really happy for them to be backing me and have that trust and support. And they've been amazing with me.
I'm Rachel Noonan and I'm the Performance Lifestyle Lead at the LTA. Generally our support for players, they will have an allocated member of our team who will essentially be a regular check-in for them, maybe to do with well-being, maybe injury, and can help them work with their coach and navigate through those challenges and issues.
In Spain, Felix has the support not just of his coaching team, but childhood friend Ben, who joins him during what is a challenging time in this young player's career.
So his dad passed away last May, so it's quite like an emotional time for like Felix, his family, and everyone involved.
It's not been easy at all. It's been horrible at times. You kind of think, oh, I haven't spoken to him for 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. And then it does hit you, and then you think, oh, I'm going to try and carry on here, and don't give yourself time and space.
He didn't really have that much time off, so literally after it happened in May, he had like 10 days off, I think, and then it was literally grass court season, so he just chose to just carry on, and fair play to him. Sorry. It's just surreal. Someone I've known, like for your own tennis, like growing up, playing at Wimbledon, and like it was proper like wholesome. It was big. Made second round of the men's doubles. So I think it started to hit him more now. So last week, the match, he was struggling.
Peter, is that ball different to the others? Not different, but same newness.
So he's been out here for like the last 4 weeks, and then before that he came home for literally 4 or 5 days.
How far? Yeah, I know it's out.
He was really good off the court last week. I turned up 2 days before he played, but as soon as he went on the court, he just said he just wanted to get off.
Before I lost that identity, the fighting spirit and the will to work.
We had a good chat last week with Victor, like me and Felix, and I think it's looking a bit like more positive. So fingers crossed, this is a good week.
I like this Felix. When I see you go to the net, I think, yeah, there he is.
He's stuck with me through the really tough times. He believed in me. He took me out on the court when I didn't want to. He pushed me.
Takeaway pizza.
You're serving really good, so take the chance for the next ball, for the next ball. I like what they see. Bravo, man.
Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that you're feeling good,
Yeah.
try to aim here.
Yeah.
Okay, this, instead of playing like this way, a little bit, because if the ball will come here and look all the distance he needs to do.
Yeah.
With Felix preparing for tournament tennis on the Spanish clay, back home, attentions turn to the Lexus Nottingham Tennis Centre, where final preparations are underway for the first outdoor hardcourt event of the year.
About 12 years ago, an opportunity came up with the National Association, with the LTA, as a tournament director for pro events and national level events and junior international level events, and it was something that I quite like the sound of, and it's something I've been doing now since 2010.
Well, this is the World Tennis Tour, and this is a men's and ladies $25,000 event. So you've got some up-and-coming players playing this event, and they're looking to get their points. One of many events that are held around the world.
Morning, gents.
Oh, you're beautiful today. Good morning. Cheers.
There we go. There we go.
How are you today?
Smile for the camera, gents.
Are you well?
Yeah, all right. I'm just making sure that when the umpires come to court for matches, there's nothing untoward, like here, nothing more than just tidying the court up. That's purely about the fact that there was a different colour chair there, and everything's in position.
For some players, these LTA tournaments represent a first step on the professional ladder. For established tour players, they're a valuable opportunity to build a run of form with bigger stages in mind. One such player is Harriet Dart, who starts her campaign against Frenchwoman Marine Sostak.
I love playing at home. It's always seemed to bring the best out of me, whether that's been in an individual tournament or a team competition. There's also the added, I would say, pressure of it all being, a bit more under the microscope, a bit more under the spotlight.
Very good.
A commanding straight sets win sets the tone for Dart, who will go on to win the Nottingham title.
People definitely just see the end product, and the reality of it is there's a lot of work behind the scenes, not just from me, but my team around me. To be able to put it together on the match court isn't always easy. You can go through many ups and downs through the season, and it's important to have that good base of people around you. Just keep plugging away and keep putting the work in, and good things can happen.
Whilst competition rolls into a third week in Nottingham, in Barcelona, it's match day for Felix, who faces a Frenchman ranked 100 places above him as he looks for an upturn in his recent form.
Smallest in the back.
I kind of have an attitude where, win or lose, now I'm gonna put everything on the court. If I lose, I look back, think what happened, why did I lose? A lot of the time it's 1 or 2 or 3 points can decide the match, especially at this level, which is sometimes annoying when you lose, but when you win, it's a great feeling.
Set point Martineau in this first round match backs off for the forehand into the forehand of Gill, who's just a pace behind the baseline. He has to go back behind, and the forehand flows long from Gill. That's the set.
When you're in Spain, there's no giving up. That's pretty much the #1 rule.
Digging deep, Gill desperately searching for his level.
On the clay courts, it's very much long rallies, endurance. It's tough.
The forehand doesn't clear the net. Martineau marches on. Frustration for Gill after a promising start.
You have to be resilient to kind of find your way out of it after a few tough weeks, because you can play someone on their day one week and then you can have a bad day the next week and lose 2 first rounds in a row, and then you're panicking, or I've lost £2,000, or I've just wasted so much money. And that is hard because it's reality.
First 4 service games, he didn't have one chance to break, and then you disappeared, but completely disappeared.
Losing can be demoralising if you don't know how to cope with it, so working with someone who can help you realign your expectations and help you understand how to cope with the losing is really important, as well as the relentless nature of the constant tennis. But also, I think, understanding that you're not going to become the best overnight. A good coach will align your goals in terms of just seeing those small improvements match by match.
By suffering 2, 3 matches, 4 matches, winning or losing, I don't care. But if you are able to suffer 1, 2, 3 matches in a row, 5 matches, then you will start to construct all these things we're speaking about. I saw something different today. Okay, man.
Encouraging signs despite defeat. And for Felix, the journey to climb the rankings continues.
I worked hard on myself, went running a lot. I started running before tennis sessions and then started building up.
Wow.
Before, I didn't want the ball to come back over the net. And then it started, and I was like, come on, give me another one, give me another one. It was with my sports psychologist, working a lot on fighting back after losing the first set, fighting back after losing the second set, and kind of my coaches, they could see a massive improvement in the will of me wanting to work. Made my first quarter-final of a challenger, which was really good to kind of feel, and the last few weeks have been the most important for me.
Action. I've kind of reached the top of college tennis. I feel ready to transition onto the Pro Tour.
Next one, 15.
You have to sacrifice a lot, but I don't think I could go more than 2 weeks without tennis in my life.
Everyone wants to be at the top, everyone wants to be number one, but, you know, stuff happens.
There's one thing that will force you to not be able to play, and that's injury.